we need to have a serious talk, and this isn't going to be one of my funny videos because I don't think this shit is funny at all anymore. And you people need to cut it out. Cut it out. I just watched a video from Nicole Sorrento on her Instagram about a husband who contacted her at 4 a.m. this morning. Do you know why? Because his wife, pregnant wife, who's 23 to 25 weeks pregnant, wanted to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism. Guess where she is? She's in a hospital on a ventilator with liver failure, and they said she's not going to survive.
And medical health experts has released an important statement on pregnancy and pain medication. It's part of a study in the British scientific journal Nature. And here's what it does. It cautions pregnant women about using acetaminophen. And that is the active ingredient in Tylenol and many other medications that so many of us use to relieve pain or fever. CBC Health and Science reporter Christine Birak has the details.
The statement is backed by nearly 100 scientists and doctors from around the world. They insist a higher level of caution is needed when pregnant people use fever and pain meds that contain acetaminophen, including Tylenol. The authors don't have any new evidence showing the drug harms a developing fetus, but their statement does say a growing body of experimental and epidemiological research suggests that prenatal exposure to acetaminophen might alter fetal development, which could in turn increase the risks of certain neurodevelopmental, reproductive, and urogenital disorders.
If you guys want to take away abortion rights, if you want to tell us that we can't take painkillers while pregnant because it causes autism, if you want to take all this shit away, take away my right to work. Take away my fucking right to have a fucking job. I don't want to work.
It's kind of hard to tell which one of these ladies is making it up for clicks and which one is real. But if you go on TikTok, there are definitely a plethora of ladies that are chugging. They're chugging the Tylenol in order to, I don't know, win the spiritual battle against the right. Show that they have faith in the system, use their spiritual energy to feed Dr. Fauci, the avatar of science, and make him stronger. I don't know what it is, but it is definitely a symptom of people that lack critical thinking. And so let me tell you the down low of Tylenol, okay? As a person that finished med school, and I actually did look into this because of the controversy lately, and it is true. Yes, like the company says that Tylenol may, could cause damages if a mother is taking it while pregnant. However, do you know what else the textbook says? I haven't seen this as part of the conversation at all. Well, the textbook also says what else does cause, not can, not may, but does cause damage to a baby if the mother is pregnant. And that is if the mother runs a high fever and has an infection. Okay? Now, what do you give a mother that has high fever and runs an infection? Well, the answer is you give her antibiotics. Now, you can't give her Nurofen. You can't give her almost any other pill. The only pill that up until now was considered safe is Tylenol. So you're in a situation where it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Turns out that real science is not an on-off button. Turns out that it's not like, oh, well, it's either this or that. Turns out that sometimes you gotta make a call. And this is why you have a doctor, right? Because like otherwise you just have like ChatGPT as the scientist. Now, obviously, some doctors are corrupt. Some doctors are greedy. Some doctors make deals with big pharma. And it's a dangerous world out there. This is why you're an adult. This is why you gotta make decisions. I personally, if I was a doctor right now, during this controversy, I wouldn't even bother talking to people. You see, I lack the level of compassion and empathy. I'm more on pragmatism and speed and efficiency. I don't think it's fair if you have like 10 people waiting at your office for the 10th person to have to wait 3 hours in line because you have to babysit all the other patients. So like what I would do is that I would tell them, look, these are the side effects for this pill. This is what happens if you don't take it. It's up to you. What do you think is best? I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about it, and maybe like sometimes the way medicine is practiced also requires an audit. Like sometimes we need to stop, look at what we're doing, and see, has technology advanced? Like, is there anything different in society? Because maybe what we've been doing up until now doesn't really fit 2025. And I think like back in the 70s, most people that got sick had almost no idea about their illness. They didn't have access to the internet. They didn't have access to to many books. And so what they did is they went to a doctor, and the doctor explained it to them. And the doctor almost always knew better than the patient. Nowadays, that's not the case. Nowadays, it is very rare that a patient doesn't actually know more than a doctor. And when you think about it, a doctor has to know thousands of pathologies. He has to know anything that can affect the kidney, has to know anything that can affect the liver, has to know anything that can affect the heart, so on and so forth, right? Like thousands upon thousands of pathologies are required by a doctor to know in order to graduate med school. Meanwhile, the patient, the one that has liver damage, because let's say he drank alcohol and now he's got cirrhosis, he knows everything about cirrhosis. He goes online, goes on PubMed, reads about cirrhosis, goes on Grok, goes on ChatGPT. It doesn't matter if he knows the correct thing or not, but he's going to have like a pretty good opinion if he actually does proper research. Probably goes on forums, talks with other people that have cirrhosis. And so when he actually goes to the doctor, he's going to think he knows everything about the illness. In some cases, he may actually do. Like if he actually did the proper research, knew on what websites to go, and knew exactly how to prompt the query into the AI, and right, he probably might know better than the illness. In other cases, they don't. In other cases, they think they know. Whatever the case may be, these patients are very difficult to talk to. It's very difficult to change their mind. It takes a lot of time. Usually, they don't even trust you. The reason for this is that us human beings are wired to believe the first information we come across more than the rest. So like if for some reason someone gets convinced that the grass is yellow, then that's what they're going to think, right? And it's very difficult to persuade them otherwise. And a doctor trying to persuade them otherwise is going to lose time. And the problem is there's other patients that also want to see you, and they're probably in pain. So the best solution would be for the doctor to just flat out tell them. It's like, okay, this is the pill. These are the side effects. This is what happens if you don't take them. Your call. At the end of the day, they're a free human being made in the image of God with a rational mind, capable of making their own decisions. Just like when you go to the bank to make a loan, right? You don't have like someone signing the loan with your hand. They pretty much tell you like, this is what happens, this is the loan, and you can consult other people. And I think like that would be a much better system. Regarding Tylenol, again, it's up to people to decide, but what I don't understand, and the thing is like, I understand two groups of people, I don't understand the third. The first group of people are the ones that are pregnant and they take Tylenol anyway, right? I understand that they will trust the previous establishment, right? Like they will trust what they have been doing up till now and what their mother has been doing and their grandparents have been doing. And they will think it's like, okay, well, I can't be there. I haven't done the experiment. I don't know anything. But like the doctor told me it's fine, so it must be fine. I get those people. I really do, right? The other type of people would be the ones that don't want to take it. Okay, well, they don't want to take it because they believe the Trump administration, they believe the new Oxford studies, they're like looking at the box. The box itself says that it's not recommended for people in pregnancy. They don't take it. I get those people as well. Because they're not there, they haven't done the experiment, they don't know, they have to take it on faith at some point, right? So they have more faith in the Oxford studies and RFK than they did in Dr. Fauci. However, the group of people that I don't get are the ones that go online and chug the thing for what reason? Like, what's the purpose? To prove what? These are people that are collectivists, that they're encompassed by the groupthink. And the groupthink is very problematic because first it tells you what to think, and then you need to prove to the group that you actually do think that, and you go and you injure yourself. Paracetamol, especially is actually one of the most common intoxications, and it's an incredibly painful death. And if you don't take the antidote right away, Very painful death. So like all these ladies that went there and chugged the stuff in order to own it to Trump, I pitied them. I genuinely do, especially the pregnant ones, because like their kids didn't do anything wrong. I think like the only treatment for that is liver transplant. I'd have to check. But it's nasty. It's nasty. It's like the idea that someone can do that to themselves over a TikTok video in order to own Donald Trump. Like, even if this wasn't a thing, even if the intoxication, the possibility to get overdosed with paracetamol didn't exist, why would you do it? It's like, what do you prove? You know? Like, okay, let's say nothing happens, and? Or let's say something happens, and? Like you're taking the Pascal wager, but in this situation, if nothing happens, you don't earn anything, you don't win anything, the policy doesn't change. But if something does happen, and let's say like your whole deal is to show that your kid is not going to have any neurological damage. What if it does? Why would you want to take that risk? Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.